cross stitch lady. Welcome to my craft room. It's been a long time, I feel like, since I've been here. It's just life's been busy and we've gotten school started. And so I just haven't had a chance to actually sit down and talk to you and bring you into my craft room again. So I'm glad that you're here. And I'm so happy that for those of you who are my subscribers and you're returning, if you have newly subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate very much that you're joining our community. And for those of you who are new and are just now watching the channel, welcome. I hope that you like what you see. And if you do, if you would please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button, I would really appreciate that. Okay, so let me do a little intro before we really get into this. First of all, if you are one of my stitchy buddies, which most of you are, although I do know I have some people who watch the channel. They tell me they watch the channel. They don't cross stitch at all, but they just enjoy listening and watching and that kind of thing. And I understand that. I do that with other channels too. So regardless of whether you're a stitcher or not, just get into your comfy chair and either find your favorite stitchy project to work on and get some coffee or your favorite drink. And if you're not stitching, maybe you're cleaning around the house or just doing something that you really enjoy and you're just listening in. So as we get started, I have a lot of stuff that I want to show you today, and I hope that you enjoy this particular episode. First off, I'm going to start out with the retreat that I was just on. This is the ranch retreat. It was the very first retreat for this lady. She's a friend of mine, Meredith Weedman. She's one of my stitchy friends, and she decided that she wanted to host a retreat. So this was the ranch retreat because she has the Rocky Run Ranch General Store. She actually has a little cross stitch shop that is inside of a quilt shop, and so she works with those ladies, and she works out of their shop, so they kind of do things together. So she decided she wanted to do this retreat, and we had that a couple of weekends ago, last part of September, and I know that I had advertised that to you in case you wanted to join us. This was in Litchfield, which is not too far from my home. So I didn't have to stay in a hotel or anything. And I've been to a retreat before and had to stay in the hotel, so I don't mind to do that, but I didn't have to this time. And it was really awesome. And she had a wonderful retreat. I can't wait to talk to you about that. But before I start getting into my own take on the retreat, I actually want to show you a couple of videos that I took there, as well as some pictures that I've got. So I got some pictures of just some of the vendors who were set up there. I also got pictures done with, that she had like a little photo booth thing that you could do. It was really cute. I had that done with the table mates of mine. There were 3 of us at my table, and so I got a picture done with my 2 table mates. They didn't want to be on camera as far as video goes, and I understand that. I always ask people before I interview them, or I just want them to talk about their stitching and what they're stitching on and why they like to stitch, all that stuff. And they just didn't feel comfortable with it, and I respect that. So you won't see video of them, but they said it was okay for me to post pictures of them on the YouTube channel. And so I will do that just so you can see what they look like. I also was able to interview 2 of our feature designer and her daughter, who was one of our vendors there. So the first video that you're going to see, and these are fairly short, but the first one that you'll see is of Megan, who is the designer's daughter, and she and her husband run this company called Lapin Loops, and it is a hand dyeing fabric company. And boy, the fabric is beautiful. I just cannot tell you how beautiful this fabric is. It's just gorgeous. They do a wonderful, wonderful job with it. And that's all they do. That is their job. That's what they do. She does have a website, so I will link the website below so you can check it out and take a look at all of the different colors that they have. And then after that, you will see the video of her mom, who was our feature designer. The designer is, it's called Lucy Beam. The designer's name is not Lucy Beam. Her name is Becky, and she runs Lucy Beam, and you'll find out why it's called Lucy Beam. But I also want to remind you that as we get into all of this, and I've got a ton of stuff to show you and talk about, that as usual, I will put timestamps in the description below so that if there are just certain parts that you want to watch, then you can click on that timestamp and it will go straight to that spot. Okay, so without further ado, I am going to hand it over to these ladies and we'll watch those videos, and then you'll see some pictures from the retreat itself, and then I will come back on and start diving into talking about the retreat myself and then going into my regular FlossTube stuff. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we are here at the Ranch Cross Stitch Retreat, and you are seeing a sign here that says Lapin Loops, which is one of the businesses that is here, and they dye fabric. So I am here with one of the owners, so we're going to interview you and just take a look at your fabric. And you just want to introduce yourself and tell us about your business and how you got started with it.
Hello, I'm Megan Shepherd, part owner of Lapin Loops. It's a company run by my husband and I, and we dye cross-stitch linen and fabric. We have been doing this since 2020. It was just a small run of a few yards, and then over the years we've just built up, and now we have all this. Got into it because I've always been a stitcher, and I kept seeing beautiful fabrics and thought it'd be fun to do some myself. Oh crap!
No, that's fine. No, you're fine. Let's take a look at some of this fabric, because I've been talking about how beautifully modeled it is. This is beautiful fabric.
Thank you. We have Old Man's Beard. This is new this August. We also have Tombstone. That's also new. And Sunken Depths is one of our last newest color from this fall.
These are some of the other colors. They have different fabric counts, and you have linen and Lugana. Do you have any Ada?
We are going to be introducing Ada very soon.
Okay, awesome. And you have how many colors?
We have about 20 colors right now available on our website.
Oh, wow. I will be linking the website in the description box, so you'll want to go check that out. These are just, I mean, I just love the modeling on this. They're just beautiful colors. So, is there anything else that you would like to tell stitchers about your fabrics or things?
Well, I hope you like it.
So, it's a newer business, but again, this is Lapin Loops. And so I will link the description down below. And I just appreciate your taking a little bit of time out of your day to tell us a little bit about your fabrics, and they are gorgeous. So again, I will link that in the description below. Okay, we are still here at the retreat, as you can hear behind me, and I am very honored to be able to interview our special designer who's here, Lucy Beam, which is not her actual name, and she will tell you about that. So I'm going to let her introduce herself to you, and then we're going to talk about her patterns a little bit.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Noland. I am the creative force behind Lucy Beam. Lucy Beam was my grandmother. And that's her picture right there. And she taught me how to embroider and quilt and do all kinds of handcrafts when I was just a wee little girl. And so I named my company after her when I started designing. So she was a lot of fun. She was a hoot.
I love that story. She told us that story the first night. That was just awesome.
So here's some of my designs. This is one of my favorites. It's an antique reproduction sampler, and it's my oldest in my collection. 1798. I cannot even believe this thing still existed after all those hundreds of years. And it's just so sweet. I love the saying, and I think this honestly is one of my personal favorites. And I made it into a hoop bag. And the instructions are in the chart. Oh my gosh.
Her bags are awesome. We got a bag similar to that kind of design for our special project that she made for us, and it did such a great job on it. It was awesome. So do you have a favorite pattern, a favorite design that you've done among these?
I love this guy. this little Santa Claus. I think this is honestly one of my favorites. And I used some sheep's wool and just tacked it down as his beard and his hair. And it's just a quick little stitch. I just love this.
Oh, he's
Here's one of my favorites. And he isn't the traditional red, he's green.
Yes.
I think the color is mistletoe, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a really pretty green. I like
Cute.
that.
Jolly Green Santa. Yeah.
Neat.
I'm so creative with my names.
So neat. So let's just look at some of your patterns here. And she's got her models laid out. So how long have you been designing?
I've been designing since 2015. I was an interior designer before I became a cross-stitch designer. And I just kind of got over it, so I want to do something different. So I started designing cross-stitch.
That's neat. So do you do a lot of retreats?
Yes, I do a lot of retreats.
A lot of retreats. So, and we just found out recently you're going to be at next year's retreat that we have.
Yes.
So if anyone's interested and wants to join us next year, they're allowing for 60 people next year rather than the 40. So if you would like to meet Miss Becky here, then you need to go ahead and sign up, and I'll get that retreat information down in the description box below.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Good.
Retreats are my most favorite thing to do because I get to meet people and hang out and make new friends, just like everybody who's here does. So yeah, it's really a lot of fun.
Okay, awesome. So what is your favorite part about designing?
Going to retreats.
Going to retreats. You and I were talking about this earlier too, that you're very much a people person. So
Yeah.
designing, you said, is very solitary.
Yeah, it was
right?
such a shock of how alone you are in all this. So I started getting asked to teach at retreats, and then it's like, oh my gosh, this is great. So yeah, I schedule them all year, and it's a lot of fun. Get you going through the slow times of being alone and designing, which, you know, I didn't realize was not people oriented because I'm definitely an extrovert.
Okay, yeah. So what is your thought process when you start designing things?
That's an interesting question. I don't have one. I have an idea, but I never know what's going to happen at the end. So I'll start, This is true, I'll start designing and I'm thinking it's going to be this, and it ends up being way over here, and I'm like, how did that happen? I just never know what's going to happen, really.
Okay.
That I thought was an interesting concept, that you just don't know what's going to appear.
Oh, that's awesome. It's kind of like I like to write and suddenly the characters are doing things that you didn't think they were going to do. So I understand that very much. But sometimes, you know, if you just let your subconscious go, you end up with better patterns, I guess, than what you started out with, or your ideas starting out with.
And sometimes they take on a life of their own. Like I did a reproduction, Though We Seem Sleeping was an antique reproduction, and it just took off, and it just became something completely different when the public got a hold of it. And they changed the colors, and they did all this stuff, and they changed the sayings, and it was just wonderful to watch what people did with that. It was so much fun.
Neat. So, I'm thinking, like, when I get a pattern, usually when I buy it, I like everything about it, and so I usually don't do a lot of conversions. But do you find yourself wanting, like, when you're stitching patterns, do you change your colors a lot, or do you stick with
When I stitch other people's patterns?
Yes.
Yes, I do. Sometimes I do what they do. I did a Stacey Nash Animal Cracker. I think it was the Bunny Harrison.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
And I made it into Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. So I changed the striped sweater to red-green, and I gave him little scissor hands. And I'm friends with Stacey, and I'm like, I'm going to change this. Can I post about it? She's like, yes. And it ended up just being such a great thing. And yeah, I just love it. So it's a lot of fun.
That's neat. So have you seen people stitch your patterns very differently, like really change up the colors and stuff?
That's the greatest thing about being a designer. When you can spark someone else's creativity and they take what you did, whatever it is, and they change it completely and make it their own, that is a huge compliment. That just absolutely thrills me to death. I love it.
Great. That's nice to hear, because sometimes I think, are they going to be insulted if I change up their ideas there.
No,
that's great.
That's what you want. You want to spark someone's creativity.
Awesome. Great. So, and I was just looking, do we have the pattern, the sampler that you gave us here available? I mean, like right here, just so we can.
Not right here.
Okay, but we'll.
It's over there.
Okay, so I will go over there and I will show them what that looks like, and so. But thank you so much for taking the time to
asking me.
talk to us. So good, great, and I'm looking forward to next year and seeing you again. All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye. Okay, so here we are again, and this is actually the stitched model of the sampler that we got. This is the shelter sampler, and this is exclusive to our retreat, so we are the only ones who have this right now. But if you would like something like this, then please get on there and get information and join our retreat for next year. I'd love to see you. But let's take a closer look at the motifs in here. This is a fall theme, so the whole retreat was a fall theme, so we have our fall colors. It says, it is in the shelter of each other that people live. And she also, Becky, who's the designer, did she did a little, like she would take small groups back and work on these little acorns, and we could use real acorn tops, so I made a little purple acorn, of course. But you know, she gave us everything. She made the bag, the project bag that it goes in, and we have she actually put all the floss on special floss drops that have a picture of this on there, and we had the pattern, of course, and the fabric. Her daughter, the other one I interviewed is her daughter, and her daughter and her husband have a business that Lapin Loops. They dye fabrics, and so they gave us a piece of the dyed fabric, and it's just beautiful. Look how pretty that is. And this one is Darth Vader, and she loves Star Wars, and of course James Earl Jones just died, and she was thinking about that, and so she designed it where, of course, you could replace the Darth Vader with any of your favorite stuff that you wanted. But I just think it's really cute that it goes along with the sampler, but it's also, you know, thinking outside the box a little bit. So there you have it, and again, I'll put retreat information in the description box below. All right, I'm back. I hope that you enjoyed the videos. I hope that you enjoyed the interviews with both Megan and Becky, and that you enjoyed the pictures that you saw. So let me talk about the retreat now. I'm so excited. It was so nice to have a local retreat. And I know that it takes a ton of work to put these together. I have never put together a retreat, but I know there's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So right up front, I just want to thank Meredith and everybody who was involved in putting everything together, all of the vendors, and she had family who was helping her bring stuff in, and then they had to tear stuff down at the end, and just all the stuff. So I'm just very grateful that they decided to do that, and they put all the work into it so that we would have an enjoyable retreat together. So it was a nice weekend. It started on Friday, and I am granted personal days as an employee in our school district. And so I took one of my personal days so that I could be there Friday. And so it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so I was able to drive over there and then drive back home at night. It was awesome. So this was also when Hurricane Helene decided to come in and wreak havoc. People still recovering from that. And so my thoughts and prayers definitely go out to everyone who's been affected. And of course, we were affected a little bit. It didn't seem like it was, at least when I was driving, I was a little bit concerned about the wind and the rain, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. It rained the whole time, and it was windy, but you know, compared to what everyone in the South had to go through, I can't complain at all. You know, we do think about the people who are still trying to get back on their feet and recover from this. So we did have a really good time at the retreat though. And I'm going to show you some things that I got at the retreat. There were several vendors there, as you saw the pictures of, and I did purchase some things from Lapin Loops. I couldn't resist the fabric, and I will show you our our main project that we got from Becky, Lucy Bean. So let me start with that stuff and all the different things that I bought. So this is one little thing. I love this little thing. So you can stick your needles in there, and I just think it is such a cute little thing, isn't it? I just loved it. And of course I had to get some with the purple on it. So I bought that. I thought that would be cute to keep with my stuff, especially when I'm going to my stitch days. And I will show you, first of all, some of the different needle minders and the patterns. So this is going to be probably a long video, so just sit back, sit back and relax. So one thing I bought was, I never know what to call these things. Hold on. Let's see if I can get it. Lots of crinkling here, like they do in the ASMR stuff. Well, I didn't think I would have a hard time getting that open, but I did. Okay, so this one, where's my board? It says Stitch on it, and it's got a little needle. So, let's see if I can hold that up for you. I thought that was pretty. So let me put it back in the bag. I'll definitely lose it for sure. Now the bag's wanting to get all stuck together. Okay, you're going to hear a lot of packaging and crinkling and all of that stuff. Okay, this one, because I am one sometimes. Let me see if I can get it to, will it stick? Nope. Okay, so this is one of the needle minders that I got. I couldn't resist. I had to do it. I had to get it. Had to get it. And then I got some others. Snarky Crafter Designs. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So here's a little owl. I thought that was cute. And then I got, this one says, just one more row. Just one more row. And then this one, I got a little squirrel. Hey, look, I can always use more needle minders, as you can see, right? Well, I put my finger in the right spot. There, my magnet board, I collect the needle minders. One of the things at the retreat was one of my table mates, I thought she knew how to stitch. She'd been working on a kit, and she said she had been having issues with it, but we didn't realize she really didn't know how to stitch. So I ended up, with the help of my other table mate, we taught her how to cross stitch. And so it was really interesting that all these things that a lot of us we talk about and we take it for granted. And then things like needle minders, she's like, well, what is that? What's that for? And why do you have it? And just all those questions that really make you go back and think about things that you thought about when you started to stitch. It's just really interesting, and I enjoyed it. She was actually, she was getting pretty upset at the beginning because it was very overwhelming. I mean, when the kit that we got, or the pattern that we got from our designer, Lucy Bean, it came on a 36 count linen. And for someone who really didn't know how to stitch to be presented with that sampler that you saw the sampler, and it was on a 36 count, and she was just so overwhelmed and had never been to a retreat before, and she was ready to leave. She was, pretty upset and ready to leave. And I said, no. I said, this is the perfect place for you to be. You're surrounded by experienced stitchers who can help you. So this actually is great for you to be here. And so I helped her find a fabric where she could see the holes better. So we found a 28 count because they didn't have any Aida, and my Aida was here at home. And we, I brought her some things the next day, but I helped her get started. They had some free magazines actually. So we found a magazine that had a simpler pattern and got her started on that. And by the time the weekend was over and she was starting to get the hang of things, she was even realizing when she made a mistake and what the mistake was. So that was awesome. But she was very excited, and she actually bought another pattern. She bought a pattern from our designer. So, and Becky, bless her heart, she just did, she helped her. She knew she was learning how to stitch, and she took the time to help her find fabric and find floss to go with that fabric. And they would do like a little floss toss, and just took the time to help her find stuff for her new pattern. And so I told my new table mate friend that she needed to write on the pattern that the designer herself helped her find fabric and floss for that pattern, because being a new stitcher, she didn't realize how cool that was, and that just doesn't happen every day. And so I said, write that on your pattern so that when you go back to it later on, you'll understand better the significance of this. Because, excuse me, that would have been, I mean, gosh, if that had happened to me earlier on, that would have just been fantastic. And I was very flattered that they wanted to be interviewed, both Becky and her daughter, Megan. And so I just really appreciated that. And I love being able to talk to designers, and it's much easier now because of all the social media. So that's one of the good things about social media, is that we're able to connect to people excuse me, a little bit easier than or even connect with them at all when other times we wouldn't have been able to do it. So that was I just thought it was fantastic. So anyway, help teach someone how to stitch. So that was like the icing on the cake. I bought a piece of fabric because the quilt shop, Songbird, I think it's Songbird Quilt Studio, they were there. That is the shop that Meredith works out of, and so they had a lot of quilt fabric, and they brought it because a lot of cross stitchers use quilting fabric to finish their pieces. And I found this piece, and I love rustic stuff, and I love the West, and this is Christmassy, but this has horses on it and a wagon. It's got the Christmas trees. It's just gorgeous. I just love this. Take a look at that. Is that not beautiful? It was the only piece there that I saw that was like this, so I grabbed it. And I thought, oh, this is gorgeous. And so I'll just Oop, well, yeah, it's going all over the place. Let me flip it around this way. Yeah, you can get a better view of it. It's like that. There. So, got a good little chunk of fabric that I will be able to use. And so, like I said, I grabbed it. Well, when I went by a little bit later, there was another piece out that was just like it. So I was not depriving others of it who might have wanted it as well. So there you go. Okay, I'm sorry. I had a glitch. So I'm having to, thank goodness I've got an editing program that smooths it out just a little bit, but so sorry about that. But anyway, what I was telling you was that she left a little note telling us to be well. And then Becky of Lucy Beam, who is our designer, allowed her to use she had a little small pattern that she included with that. And so that was just, I don't have like a finished, sheet to show you. But she left us with that. And I just thought that was just very sweet of her. So it was a really cool swag bag. And we got a little bag to go with it. So it was really cool. Very neat. And that's why it's called swag bag. So I'll tell you what, sometimes when you get on here and, your brain just kind of goes different directions. So, and if you're one of my fellow floss tubers, which I know some of you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we do like editing around here. We don't edit out our glitches and make it all really smooth. Okay, so let me show you some of the stuff that I bought. Okay, and I'm gonna take these out of the bag so that you can see it a little bit better. So I did buy a couple of the Lucy Beam, and I told her that I had not heard of her before this. And I said, I don't know why I hadn't heard of you. I said, these patterns are so cute. She said, because the market is saturated. And that's true. We have tons of designers, just like we have new floss tubers all the time. So it's like you have a wide variety to choose from, but then sometimes if you're one of them, like if you are a designer or if you are a floss tuber, you can get lost in the shuffle. So anyway, I want to show you this pattern. I saw this one, I said, oh, I have to have this one. So this is called Immortal, and it says, buying cross stitch like I'm immortal. We all do that, don't we? So here's the pattern. Simple pattern, but it's really cool. I like it. I like it. And I think it's really cool that here she is a designer, and she's been designing longer than her daughter's been dyeing fabric. But now, she's a designer, and then her daughter and her husband dye fabric. It seems like it just kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Okay, this one is I Love You Snow Much, and I love snowmen. I like to decorate for Christmas with snowmen. And so here's this one. It's got, and there's that picture of her grandmother on there that she showed you before. So I got this one, and I like it. And so I think I'm going to use her daughter Megan's fabric to stitch these because I can. Okay, let's see. Let me scoot that there. Everything's going to slide all over the place. I got these. This is Creative Country Girl, TammyBlalock.com. So I will put her website, and that'll be below too. But I've got several project bags, and I just thought it would be really cool to just have these tags where here's the front. You put this tag on your project bag, and then on the back it has the count and the fabric and then what threads you're using. So I thought I would give that a try and see how it goes. All right, this one, I finally broke down and got this one because I kept going back and looking at it and kept going back, and I thought, that's a sign. That's definitely a sign. It's like, just do it. Just bite the bullet and buy it. So this is by Heartstring Samplery, and this is called Scenic Sampler. And it says, "Dear old world, you are very lovely, and I am glad to be alive in you." And I just really liked the picture. Dear. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And I like her little, that she has the little lady up here. I like that. Like, what would I put for the crazy cross stitch lady? What would be my symbol? I mean, what would I put? But seriously, my husband was saying, you've got to make business cards, because he said people ask you about your FlossTube channel and you can just hand them a card. And so I'm in the process of doing that, coming up with something. Okay, this is Plumstreet Samplers, and it's called Stars. I like Barnes, and I don't really have a lot of patriotic stuff, and so I just thought that was cute, so I bought it. So there's that one. I've gotten where I like a lot of this. I'm starting to get attracted to a lot of that stuff, which I didn't before. But I also like my bunnies. My bathroom is bunnies. I love my cows, but I also like bunnies too. I think we've discussed this, right? So this is from the Blue Flower. Now I have met the lady from the Blue Flower, Janine McGowan. She was at the Silver Needle retreat that I went to well, it hasn't been that long ago. It's been a few years. This is called Tudor Hare, and I just really liked the way the rabbit was designed. So I'm trying not to take it all the way out of the bag so I don't have such a hard time getting it back in. So there's that one. Isn't he cute? I love him. He's so cute. So I got to meet her. I didn't really get to talk to her very much, but she seemed like a very nice lady. She was there at that time, and also Teresa Kogut was the other one. So they had two. They had her and Teresa Kogut at that one. Although I haven't bought any Teresa Kogut lately. Okay, this is Stitching with the Housewives, and this one is called Rabbits, and these little rabbits are so cute. That's going to be perfect for my bathroom if I ever get to stitch it. This is called Retirement Prep, right? Yeah, Retirement Prep. Okay, now let me show you the fabric that I bought from Lapin Loops. Let's see if I can see the colors on here. Okay, all of them I bought was 28 count Lugana. They're all 28 count. Now, I did start stitching on that 36 that we got, and I was very proud of myself after I tried looking through magnifying glass, and then I kind of let it go and just did it bare eyes. I did pretty well with it, and it was over one. It was 1/2, 1/2. And I was like, I don't know about this, but I was doing pretty good. I was proud of myself. But this is called Crypt Cloth. This is the name. And that, yeah, it's showing pretty true to the color. Look at that modeling. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It's so pretty. It is so pretty. So I got that. And then this color is Tea Earl Grey Hot, which I think that's really cool. Okay. The colors are showing up pretty true. Usually a lot of times they don't. Oh, there we go, right there. That's pretty. Well, they're all pretty. I was saying that one's pretty, they're all pretty. This one is Campfire Smoke. I love the names of these. I don't know who comes up with the names. I don't know if it's Megan or her husband, but either way, good job, awesome. There's that one. And then, let's see, did I buy the tomb? Yes, I did. I bought some tombstone. She showed it on the video. I bought me some tombstone because, look, check it out. Look at my shirt. See, I am, Don't rock the camera, Carla. I love the story of Tombstone and the OK Corral, which it really wasn't exactly the way history books portray it. But it was just, when we went to Arizona back in April, my husband asked me, you know, are there any particular places that you want to go that may not be too out of the way? And I said, it would be really awesome if we could go to Tombstone. And he said, well, if we go to Tombstone, we'll have to do that rather than this other place. I said, well, let's do that. He said, all right, we're gonna make it happen. And we did. It was awesome. So this color is called Tombstone, which I know she wasn't referring to this tombstone, but you know, but anyway. So there's my side story for the day. And there it is. Ah, yeah, right there. Let's see, that light sometimes, let's see. It just looks so cool. It's so cool. So I've got 4 new pieces of fabric. It's great. And then, let's see, let me move this. You should see my table. It looks awful. It looks horrible. Okay, so let me show you the bag o' stuff that I got. Let me unwind here. Okay, so, oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, there were needlework things in Meredith's swag bag. This, you know, where you mark your corner like 2-3 inches in, whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Antique Needleworks. Very cool. So this is the bag that Becky made. Isn't that cute? I love it. It goes with our theme. And here's the back. And she's got Lucy Bean project bag. And so let me show you the pattern. You've seen it stitched, but here's the pattern again. It's called Shelter Sampler. And she made it specifically for our retreat. And then here is the pin keep that goes with the Darth Vader, which you can change to other stuff. And so I got a little bit done on it. This is the fabric that goes with it. Let's see. It's a 36 count and it's called Small Potatoes. And this is a Lapin Loops pattern. So let's see. I started in the middle. And so this is my progress. And because she's coming back again next year, they are hoping that we're going to see how many of us are able to be finished with this. We'll see. So, aren't you proud of me? That is 36 count, y'all. Remember I told you my eyes went crazy because I wasn't doing well with 36 count? And that's 1/2. I mean, I was like, oh, I don't know about this, but we're going to try. So I am very proud of myself. I didn't want to just stitch on this during the retreat, but I did want to stitch on it some. So I was like, yeah. And she gave us this little hoop that is wrapped. Isn't that cute? I love it. And it's so cute. And then, let's see. Nope, not that. Let's see. This is, now I've already pulled some out, but here are, she already put this together on a hoop. Here's our little charm. And then here are the floss drops. And it's a mix of DMC and Classic Color Works. And so she put all these on there herself. I mean, she prepared the whole thing for us. Let's see. Here's my little, in the video I talked about how she showed us how to make our own little acorns. And this is a real acorn top, but there's my acorn, my purple acorn. And then here's the inside, it's the way it's lined, it's nice and thick too. It's just such a nice bag. I was really pleased with that. It was so nice. So nice. So that was a lot of fun to work on, and just to be able to work on project, you know, when you go to a retreat, working on a project that the designer who's there put together and designed, it was really cool. So I was just really happy with that. Okay, let me put that back there. Okay, now before we move on to my stuff, I wanted to, first of all, let me tell you about next year's retreat, and I will put information about that below. Meredith has already opened up registration. She needs a $50 deposit. So next year, she's had to, unfortunately, she did have to increase the cost of the retreat a little bit, because where we're having it, they increased the rental fee. And she was going to try to have it at the extension office, but it wasn't really going to work. And with the extension office, some groups have priority over others, so they can just boot you out. And with a retreat, you can't just be booted out of a retreat when it's that many days like that. You know, it's crazy. So the cost for next year's retreat will be $325. There is a $50 deposit that's due when you register for that. And if you want to register, you can message her through Facebook Messenger. Her name is Meredith Weidman, and her name is spelled Meridith, and then Weidman. You can also contact her through Instagram. She accepts payment through PayPal, Venmo, or you can send her a check. Payment is due in full by July 31st of next year. So you've got time to save up. If you really want to, if you've never been to a retreat, this would be a great one to start with. Fantastic one. She's going to take up to 60 people. So it's not going to be like one of those humongous retreats that you could go to. Like when I went to the Silver Needle, that sucker was huge. It was, you know, we're talking about a few hundred people. So this one's a little bit smaller, a little more quaint. And so that would be great for you to start out with if you've never been to a retreat. So you've got time to save up money. If you are someone who sells cross-stitch items, or you sell fabric, or you sell whatever it happens to be. So if you want to set up as a vendor at her event, you can also contact her through those same channels and just let her know that you are a vendor and you would like to set up at her event. So there will be, her cancellation policy is if you cancel before July 31st of 2025, I can't believe I'm saying that, it's 100% refund. If you cancel before August 31st, which is the next month, it's a 50% refund. And if you won't get any refund if you cancel after August 31st, because by then, I mean, retreat's right there around the corner anyway. So this retreat is she had to like set it back a weekend. So this one's going to be September 19th, 20th, and 21st. It will be at the same place it was this time, which is Center on Main. It's 425 South Main Street in Litchfield here in Kentucky. If you're not in Kentucky, come on anyway. Get on that plane, hop in your car, come on. Hosted by Rocky Run Ranch General Store, and Lucy Beam, which is Becky, and then Lapin Loops, which is Megan. Both of them will be back. She was going to have it the same weekend before, but they can't make it that particular weekend, so she pushed it back a weekend so they could come. And so here's what you get. You will get another, there will be an exclusive kit, just like she did at this one. So she will create another exclusive for that retreat. And there will be a make and take craft like a little acorn. And you don't have to do that making stuff. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. Just if you want to, you can. There will be door prizes. And I will tell you, with the door prizes, Meredith, her philosophy was, if you're paying that much money for a retreat, she thinks everybody should get a door prize of some sort. So what she did was she had all of these bags, really pretty sunflower bags, and she had them all lined up, and there was one like great big prize, overall prize, but she had one for every person there. And so throughout the retreat, she would call names and you got to choose. She would show you which bags you could choose from. And so you just chose a bag, random chance, and then you would get whatever door prize you got. And in fact, speaking of, let me show you what mine is. They were either like cross-stitchy stuff or they could be fall themed stuff. It was like an array of things. So mine is, let me stand back a little bit. Okay, so I got this. Isn't that cool? And you can actually, I got this idea, and then somebody actually told me about this, where you could stitch little things and you could put them on here that were fall or pumpkin themed and add to it. And I kept my ribbon that went with it because it was in a big box, because I'm going to repurpose this for my cross stitch projects. So there you go. Okay. All right, let me put this down. Okay, so let's see. So you get your goodie bag. So that's going to be your swag bag, which is what I was telling you about, the door prizes. They have snacks there, snacks and beverages all day, every day. And then on Sunday, a continental breakfast. And she brought in the family to help make this breakfast this time. It was really good. Her phone number is, you can text her at 270-589-2410, and you can email her at mnweedman@yahoo.com, or again, you can message her on Facebook or Instagram at Rocky Run Ranch General Store. I'm going to put all of this information, or it will be in the description box below, but I'm also going to show you the paper that she gave us immediately at the end of the retreat. And I'm going to hold this up long enough for you to take a screenshot if you would like to do that. And it's got a little wrinkled, but let me smooth this out. Okay, let me hold this up. Okay, right there. Okay, so I'm going to hold it there for just a minute so that if you need to take a screenshot of it, then you can do that now. Okay. So hopefully that was long enough for you to get a screenshot. And again, I will put it below. So there's no reason for you not to have the information. So, all right. I'm so goofy. I know, I'm goofy. Now, Meredith has donated to me several items for giveaways. And I was like, yes, this is awesome. It was awesome. She was very generous. So this is courtesy of Rocky Run Ranch General Store in Caneyville, Kentucky. So I'm going to tell you the name of each piece. And I think let's do, because we don't want to mention anything about giveaways or I won or I want this one. So what I'd like for you to do is I'm going to give you a number with each one, so you can tell me which one you're interested in, or however many you're interested in. And just tell me something that you love about the fall. Anything dealing with the season of the fall, just something that you like, or an activity that you love to do. I think I went bobbing for apples one time, and it was fun, but I've never been again, even though it was fun. I love the things about pumpkins and just, I typically am not an orange person. Orange is like my least favorite color, but for some reason I do like it with fall. So there you go, stuff like that. So this first one it's got a little pin mini with it. This is from Hands On Design, and it's called Gather at the Table. So This one is number 1. Okay, so this is number 1, and I will also, I'm going to have, there should be something that comes up on the screen. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I was going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So just remember, this is number 1. Okay, I'm not even going to put the number up there. I'm just telling you. Okay, this one is a Lucy Beam one. This is called Friends Are Flowers. And it says, friends are the flowers of life. This is number 2. Okay, so the Lucy Beam one is number 2. So you would put a number 2 in the comments if you like that. So this last one, you can put a number 1. So if you like that one, put 1 along with your fall comment. And this one, put number 2. If you like both, put both. Okay, this one is Kathy Barrick Cookie Cutters 1. And this is, let's see. I'm going to actually, I think because these are together, because there's a Cookie Cutters 2. So I'm going to, I will put these together. And this is going to be number 3. So both, actually, you know what? I'm so unfocused right now. I'll do it separate because the patterns are, let's see. They're different. So we'll do different. I won't pair them up. So Cookie Cutters 1. This is, I'll get it together at some point. Shoo. You're like, I'm not ever watching your channel again. This is number 3. Okay, so if you like this one, then you'll put a number 3 in the comments. And this is also Kathy Barrick Cookie Cutters 2. This is going to be number 4. Okay, so that one, they're similar, but they're not exactly the same. This one's number 4. Okay, so I'll go back over those really quickly here. So Gather at the Table is number 1. And then, well, come back here. Friends Are Flowers is number 2. Cookie Cutters 1 is number 3. And Cookie Cutters 2 is number 4. Okay, so I will, if you put a comment about fall and put the number in the comment, then I will heart it and I will say something to you, and you know that you'll be entered into our drawing if I figure out where to put this bag. So you'll be in the drawing, and since I don't do a regular FlossTube, it's about once a month because I try to do some tutorials in between. So if you, let's see, today that I'm recording this is October 7th. So if you, you need to comment by, let's say, October 21st. Okay, so comment by October 21st if you would like to be entered into the drawing for one of these. And good luck to you. Yay. Giving away patterns. All right, now I am going to show you some things that I have recently bought, and then I'll get to stuff I'm working on, and I have a finish, and I also have a Stitch Quarterly kit to show you, the latest one that's been out for a little while actually. So got all kinds of stuff. All right, I decided since Stitch Quarterly was not enough for me to join at Fat Quarter Shop, I decided they were doing a short series called the Mini Simply Signs. And so I decided, I'll join. It's not that expensive. So I'll be getting 6 of these. And this is, I think, this is number 4. So I should get 2 more. Okay, so this is Booo, 3 O's. It's So Emma, of course, Fat Quarter Shop. And here it is, Mini Simply Signs. I think it's cute. Little pumpkins and a little bat. And hey, this bow, look, this one, well, it's plaid, but look, I can use this on it. Heck yeah. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Let's go. All right. This is what my students say. I try not to imitate everything my students say because, you know, you are what you teach. But I think it's kind of still the thing where when they get excited about stuff, they're like, let's go, you know. Okay, this one, I don't know why it's still in that bag. Hold on, I gotta get organized here. All right, this one, I like my big toe designs. It's really cool. This says, we love because he first loved us. I don't really have a lot of religious stuff because I think sometimes it gets, I don't know, excuse me, I don't know if smarmy is the word because you know, I'm not like orthodox anything. But I call myself, I'm a Jesus follower. That's what I call myself. But I liked this because this just spoke to me. So we love because he first loved us. So this is called He First Loved Us. And let's see. There we go. So I liked that. And her designs are quick to stitch up. So I did the Serenity-ish prayer, which was about stitching. And that normally would be pretty quick to stitch up, except, you know, I am a slow stitcher. And so anyway. And because I teach, I'm not retired yet. I'm getting there. Eventually. This one is also my Big Toe Designs. It's called Take Each Day One Stitch at a Time. Like, perfect. And there you go. You know, some people apologize because they have to put things back in packages and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't mind hearing the crinkling and stuff. It's almost kind of soothing, although this is giving me a heck of a time there. All right, there we go. There we go. Well, I'm not going to worry too much about making a mess because my table's already a huge mess. So I'm on fall break right now. It was a great way to start my birthday. My birthday was yesterday, so this has been a great way to start it. But I'm going to be spending some time just putting my TV on or the music, and I'm just going to clean my craft room and get it organized. Now, I also decided, because that's not enough, you know, I thought I am going to collect all of Lori Holt's stitch cards. And I can't remember what letter she is on. She's not to Z yet. Once she gets to Z, I think she's going to stop. I don't think she's going to do like AA, BB, and all that. But I have now through P, A through P. So I'm going to show you these. Yes, I am going to show you all these. And I'm also going to show you the box I bought that I was not willing to pay like $35 for. So I'll show you that. I am not going to take these out of their wrappers. I think they'll show up well enough. So the stitch cards, you get a set of 4. The stitch count is 34 by 34. And it's, of course, Lori Holt being My Bonnet Company. And It's So Emma produces them. She works through them to get her cross stitch produced. So, you know, I mean, we're looking at like 2.5 inches. Each of you do 14 count. So they're small, but they're cute. But I mean, they're perfect where if you could put them on greeting cards. I can stick them on my pumpkin picture. So I thought these would just be some small stitches. It'd be great to have the collection in case I need to pull something out for whatever reason. So here is Stitch Card Set A. And I think she does try to go with some kind of theme for each one. So here's A. Okay. And then here, and you can see she's got the baby chick on the back where you can see it a little bit close up. Okay, so there's A, here's B, down on the farm. Okay, let me put these here. Okay, here is C. And then here's set D. Set E. Set F. Set G. Set H. Set I. I'm trying to hold an angle so you can see it better. Set J. Set K. Set L. Set M. Set N. Set O. And here is set P. Oh, do it this way. Hold it up there. So, I did not buy these all at once. Bought a few at a time. And I wanted some kind of box. And I thought, well, her stitch box will work well. So this is the Lori Holt Stitch Card Box. I wanted the teal, but I'm not paying $35 for that. It's cardboard. It's good, strong cardboard, but it's still cardboard. So I paid $12 for this one. It's got stuff in it, so I'm gonna just pay $12 for a cardboard box. So let's see what's in it. Let me set this here. Okay, so, all right, so don't fall over. You see, I haven't opened this yet. It's got bubble wrap. Should we have some fun? Should we pop some bubble wrap? Did you ever do that when you're gonna pop some bubble wrap? I never did. I wasn't really into popping the bubble wrap. I think my niece still likes to do it. She's 20, but I think she still likes to do it. Okay, so let me move this here. Okay, so there's the bigger box. This is the actual box that you put stuff in. Okay, and so let me turn it the right way. This way. So if I pull it out, it's got all the dividers for each letter of card. And then there's extra cardboard in there, but this is what the inside looks like. Well, that's what the inside looks like. So, you know, I mean, yeah, it's nice and, you know, I mean, I like having it, but I wasn't going to pay $36 for this either. So that's why I got the red one. For some reason, the red one was on sale. So I don't know if she just didn't, if it wasn't selling, if that color wasn't selling. I don't know what the deal was, but you know, it'll be nice to have. And I thought, you know, I didn't want to just stack them up. I really, and put them in like, I have my purple boxes. Let's see, can you see them? Yeah, back here. And I didn't want to just stick them there. So I was like, I've got need something. Now, I really wanted one of the stitch card boxes, but again, you know, I draw lines at how much I'm going to pay for something, as I know you all do too. So we do put a lot of money into this craft, but you know, some things is like, you know what, that's great, but so I thought, you know what, 12 bucks, sure, I can do that. So anyway, so there's that. Okay, now let me show you, first of all, I have a finish. Last time I was showing you my Barn Sweet Barn Sal, and I was working on the March Star, and I got the March Star finished. This is on a 25 count white Lugana. I love stitching on 25 count. It's awesome. My eyes love it too. But I got this finished, and when I get finished with these, they will be going on my big red barn. I've got a wooden red barn, and I'm going to make magnets and put them on there. So here it is, stitched with 2 different colors of green and white. It's all DMC. I decided not to do any color conversions on these stars because I like them the way they are. So there's my finish. I like to stitch on this when I'm stressed out because the pattern is so repetitive and so easy, and it's just really calming to stitch on it because I don't have to think. I just stitch. So there that is. So it's going to join the other 3 stars, and I'm currently working on April, which you will see hopefully shortly. I think I've got it in here. Okay, so let me show you my whips, and I have to talk about the Lincoln piece. Oh my gosh. So first of all, let me talk about, I'm doing 2 full coverage pieces right now. That's what I'm working on. So this first one is a full coverage. This is called Buster and Brown Eyes. It has 44 colors in it. And this is the mock-up of it. This is a photo conversion. And this one is through, which company? I've used 2 different ones. This is PC Stitch. Oh, that was a thunk. Okay, nothing's broken. We're okay. We're good. All right, so here it is. Yes, it is going to be in these tones. No, I'm not changing it to color. This is what it's going to look like. There's Buster Keaton, my favorite actor, silent movie star, and there's Brown Eyes, the cow. Hey, you got Buster and a cow. What more can you ask for? So here are my colors. So you can see they're all, you think, well, it's black and white. What could it be? No, there are a lot of subtle variegations and nuances. And so there are all kinds of grays and some browns in there, and even some purple that ends up looking like gray. So here is where I am. This is going to be like an 18 by 13 when it's finished, I believe. So let me fold it out. See, it's going to be this size. So, this way. It's going to go this way. So here, I started in the top right. So where I started, I'm up here. And I'm working like in diagonals, and I'm working on, of course, 1 page at a time. So I'm starting right up in this corner. And so here's where I am. Now, if you've never done full coverage, you're like, whew, that's not very much. When you do full coverage, and I know I talked about this in one of my videos, it feels like you're not getting anything done. You're not seeing anything, you're not getting anything done, not getting anything done, and all of a sudden, whoa, I see a face, So that's how it works. That's how full coverage works. And so if you think you can't do full coverage, you need to go back and watch my video on tips for doing a full coverage piece, because you can. You absolutely can. So if this looks really cool to you, which it should, then you definitely need to check out that video because I give you all kinds of helpful advice. Okay, so there's that one. And then I am also, I don't remember if I stitched on this since last time or not, but I'm going to show you again anyway. So this is called Pride Tea, and it's for Pride Month, which is back in June. So there it is. I'm doing it on a 14 count chalkboard black Aida because I couldn't really handle true black. And so I wanted to try this, and excuse the string that I have on it. But I'm doing pretty well with it, and I think it looks pretty cool. So this is what I've got so far. I'm doing pretty good with it. I think it's going to be cool when I get done with it. So I've got to finish the steam coming up, and then I will get to the cup and then be done with it. And I've got little heart ribbon goes with it. And so I bought this ribbon. I'm going to put some of that ribbon on it. So it looks pretty cool. Okay. And my colors are so pretty. Look at all my colors. All DMC. And so come on back in here, Mr. Black Chalkboard Black Aida. I really like that chalkboard black. It's pretty cool. It's like, I must do more of that. Okay, and this is another one. I kind of got stuck on just doing working on a few of my patterns and maybe not all of them. And so this one is, I don't know, I think I made some progress since last time, I'm not sure. This is called Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you, the Pride Tea is by Bad Stitch, just to let you know. Okay, so this is Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor, and so this is what it will look like. Well, sort of. And mine is not going to be blue. It is going to be purple because I have started a purple sampler wall. And so these are the two colors that I am using. Well, get straightened out there. Those are my two purples, DMC 209 and 3837. So I really liked the way those look together. And this is stitched on a 14 count opalescent by Mystic Fabrics, and the color is called Everything Else. So nice little subtle modeling in it. It's very pretty. So this is where I currently am. I finished the first page. So there it is. And this is my first one for my purple sampler wall. I think it's pretty. Very pretty. And I do enjoy working on this fabric, but I think I said before, the weave is a bit loose. And so it's really easy for the needle to go into the wrong hole because the weave is loose. But I have learned to work around that and just learn how to function with it that way, and just know that's how it is. Okay. Well, get back in here. I have such a mess on this table. I've got to put these things back in their bag, because if I don't, it's going to be so much worse. Okay, this is my Barn Sweet Barn Sal. You saw the March one completed. I am currently on April, and April has two shades of purple. They try to go with themes if a certain month has a certain holiday in it, like this is Easter, so it's purple. So these are my colors. Get on there. Okay, so these are my colors along with the white. There's always white in there. And this, I started in the middle on this one. I thought, let's start in the middle and see where it goes. All of these stars are on 25 count white Lugana. So I'm currently in the middle. And there we are. Okay. So there's that one. And let's get it back. Please don't have an avalanche here. You know, if I'm going to have a mess, I love it being a cross stitch mess. It's so great. It makes my heart happy. Okay, so here's the last one. Oh my gosh. So, story. I started on the Lincoln piece. It's a collage of Lincoln pictures. I titled it Log Cabin Legacy. This was going to be, I was going to do it on a 25 count 1/1. This was after I decided that my eyes couldn't handle 36 count over 2, which would really be like 18. But now we're going to try 25. I don't know what I was thinking. Wishful thinking, maybe. So I started and I could not keep up with where I was. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I was doing 1/1 full cross. No. When I worked on this 36 count during the retreat, I thought, oh crap, I'm using one thread. Oh crap. But it actually works. This one did not. And so I had to backtrack and I thought, wait a minute. I can use the same, when I did the photo conversion, it was maxed out for 24 count. But I said, you know, I don't have to do 24 or 20, like a 25 count. I don't have to do that. And I don't know why I wasn't thinking that, but I lost my head, I guess. And I had to remind myself, you can use a different count of fabric, even though your conversion is for a different count. It's just going to be bigger. So I thought, let me go back to 18 and do it on Ada, because no one's going to see the fabric anyway. And so I was so much happier. And I did, of course, 2 strands over 1 because I like that carpety look with my full coverage. Oh, I was so much happier. I was so much happier. So let me show you the mock-up. And okay, you gotta let go if I'm gonna show them. You gotta let go. Okay, so here it is. And yes, I am stitching the whole thing. Yes, I am stitching, all of this is stitched, everything. And yes, it's a combination of sepia colors and full color. So yes, this is what I'm stitching. Now, it's not going to be like super detailed in the stitching part, but it's going to be detailed enough, and you want to look at it from a distance anyway. So yes, this is what I'm stitching. Yes, I am crazy. It's why I am the crazy cross stitch lady, right? So let me show you where I am. I have not gotten very far on this restart. I had to buy some more 18 count because I didn't have any that was big enough. This is also going to be like an 18 by 13 or something like that. It's going to be pretty big. Okay, let me fold this. Let me fold it. I am starting in the upper right hand corner with the picture of Mary Todd. And so again, excuse the thread. So this is where I am, where we get into the frame of her picture. No, it's not very much, but it's a new start and I'm much happier with it. And so that is what matters. Will I have it done by Lincoln Days next year, which will be next October? I doubt it. This is going to take a while. That would be cool, but it's going to take a while. So we'll see how it goes. So I think that's it for the whips that I currently have. So I am going to show you, let's see, I think the last thing I've got, because we're right at 54, and that's just this video. It's not including all the videos I'm putting together. So that's what I told you. We're in for the long haul for this one. So, and then after this, because it's getting a little high in the evening here, I'm going to go get myself some dinner because hubby works pretty late on Mondays. So we just we've worked out a system where we kind of fend for ourselves on Mondays. So, and it's been really nice just to have this time off, just to think and do stuff. And so anyway, let me show you, I'm going to show you my Stitch Quarterly that came out recently. And I forgot to do my shout out to a FlossTube channel. So I'm going to do my shout out, and then I'll do my crazy craft tip, and we will be done. Okay. So this, they've gone where they make these project bags are quite large now. So I had to, I was like, oh my gosh, these are really big. So here's the bag. It is made of vinyl. You can stitch on these. So you can see that you can stitch on these. So I've got little pumpkins in the barrel with the little birdie on the top, and the same design is on both sides. Okay. So now I have not seen all this stuff, so I wanted to wait and you can see me open it because that's the fun part. They always kind of put everything together in cellophane so it's not all over the place. Okay, let's see. Let's open this, shall we? All right, the first thing is, okay, free. This is a little card that came with it, and it says free sugar sweet floss flower thread bobbins by Fat Quarter Shop on orders of $25 and over. It's very easy for me to do. Now, when does this expire? Expires October 16th at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I may have to just hop on there, and I mean, $25 is nothing to spend on there for me. So, so anyway, here's that. Oh, the needle minder. Okay, let me get the pattern out first. Right side up would also help. Well, what you saw on the bag here, that is the pattern. Isn't that cute? It's called Pumpkin Pals, and it's got a little hedgehog. I didn't see the hedgehog on there. Where's the hedgehog? Is he down there? No, the hedgehog's not on the bag. I thought, did he disappear in the mesh or something? But there's a hedgehog on there. And looky. There we go. Isn't that cute? I love it. So that's cute. And let's see. You got all DMC, except there are 2 colors of Weeks Dye Works. Now, I didn't think I was such a fan of Weeks Dye Works. That's just me. So anything I say on here that's an opinion, remember, just keep in mind that's my opinion. That's not, I'm not trying to diss anybody or anything. It's just simply my opinion. So personally for me, I don't think I was all that keen on Weeks Dye Works, but I am going to give it another try because my tastes have changed, and they change over time. I'm sure yours have some. And so we're just going to see. Here's the needle minder. I'm going to take these out so I can put them back loose in the bag so you can see these a little bit better. Okay. The little hedgehog needle minder. Isn't that cute? Oh, that's sweet. A little hedgehog with the little... This is a blue pumpkin. Did you see that? It is a blue pumpkin. That's so cute. That's so cute. Well, we'll take the blue pumpkin. They usually come with a notion of some sort. Ooh, okay. So I saw this. Looks like a scissor case to me. It's got a little heart in there. Ooh. Oh, wow. Let's see, what? That is fancy. Show you these scissors. Ooh, Look at these scissors. Oh my gosh. Look at those scissors. Aren't they pretty? They used to have the sweet snips, which had the blue handles, but these are really pretty. And then it has the little tip guard up here at the top. That's really pretty. Take that off and there we go. Wow. That's a nice pair of scissors. Well, hello. Happy birthday to me. I didn't know it's been sitting there and I didn't know I had them. Oops. As long as I don't break the needle minder. Hold on. Gotta get it. Okay. All right, now, let's see. Here's the fabric. This is, I've stitched on this before. Platinum 14 count Ada by Zweigart. Zweigart is very good. So here's that. Let's see. Let me get that off. Okay. All right, there we go. That's better. 14 count Platinum Ada by Zweigart. They use Ada a lot. They don't always. They'll use other things, but I like stitching on Ada just like any other fabric. Ada's cool. This has all my DMC colors, and you get a size 26 John James needle, and then my Weeks Die Works. So here are the colors, pretty fall colors. You can see in the back there. And then the Weeks Die Works are the orangey color. So that will be fun to try it out again and see if maybe Weeks Die Works and I can be friends again. And then the last thing, they always put in here, this is the Stitch Quarterly thing. So inside it tells you what you actually have in here. So it tells you that you have the Pumpkin Pals cross stitch pattern. It's going to be like a 6" by 6". The Platinum 14 count Ada by Zweigart. It's a 12 by 14. And they tell you what the retail value is. You save a little money on it. Not a lot, but say about $5 or so. 6-strand embroidery floss, Weeks Die Works, and DMC. And the Kimberly's Vintage Scissors with Sheath. The scissors are valued at $12.98. So I had not seen these before. I haven't seen the latest Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube videos because I've been trying to catch up by watching just the older ones, so which were 3 years ago. So there you go. Then you have the Friendly Hedgehog Enamel Needle Minder. The needle minders are very good from their shop. They are very nice, very strong. And then you have the Pumpkin Festivities Mesh Project Bag, which is an 11 by 16. Typically your project bags, I'm looking at like a 9 by 13, you know, but these are 11 by 16, so a little bigger. And so you just get the layout inside of everything that you've got in your kit. And then they show you on the back how they fixed it up. Usually Priscilla from Stitching with the Housewives typically will fix up that stuff for her. So this is the Fall Stitch Quarterly, and I will get another Stitch Quarterly. I'll get my last one this year in December. If I get to a point where I just got too many of these and I know I'm never going to stitch them all, I'm either going to start doing them as giveaways or I will just cancel my subscription if I feel like it's just, you know, it's not worth it anymore. So you can cancel. The beauty of these is you can cancel at any time that you want to. So that's the beauty of having these subscriptions. You are not obligated to stay in there. You can leave. Okay. All right. So next thing, my shout out for today that I forgot to do is Karen from Recovering Monogamous Stitcher. Karen is part of the Central Kentucky Stitchers group, which is in the Georgetown area. I was able to go visit them last summer. I can't do that very much now. It's a good little haul to get there, but she was at our retreat, so I got to talk to her for a little bit. But okay, hold still, camera. But Karen has a really cool channel. She does a really good job about talking about her progress on her stitching. And she does quilting too. So she's talked about how she balances her cross stitching with her quilting. And it's just really interesting to listen to her discuss her thinking process on completing different projects. And she does a lot of samplers, and then she showed us her state fair stuff, and she did very well there. And then at the end, like if you're just into the cross stitching and you're not really into quilting, she saves her quilting part for the end, but at the end of each video, she shows you her progress on what she's done with her quilting projects, which I still watch myself because I like to see quilting too. I don't really do a lot of quilting. I know just enough about quilting to get myself in trouble, but I do enjoy looking at her stuff and seeing her process as she works through that. So if you have not checked out Karen's channel, again, it's the Recovering Monogamous Stitcher, and so I will link her channel below. So please go over and check her out. I think you will really enjoy her channel. Okay, the last thing is my crazy craft tip is, and this is for our beginners, so, or if you haven't been stitching for very long. So if you've been stitching for a long time, this is going to be Tuesday afternoon for you. When you are stitching with your X's, it does not matter if the top leg is going this direction or if the top leg's going this direction. It doesn't matter if you stitch from bottom to top or top to bottom. You want to make sure that, like, if the top leg of your X is going up this way, every single X you do, the top leg needs to be going up this way. Now, remember, we don't have hard, fast rules in cross stitch. We have best practices, we have recommendations, but you do you. You are the boss of your own cross stitch. So if you want to do your X's every which way but loose, then you go right ahead. But the piece is going to look better. It's going to look neater if you have all of your X's going the same direction, which means the top leg of your X is going the same direction on every single X. So just my little craft tip for you for this time. Well, if you have hung in with me for this long, I really appreciate it because this video by itself is now over an hour. I figured this would be a long one, but I hope that you have enjoyed hearing about the retreat. I hope you enjoyed the interviews, and I hope that you've enjoyed seeing all my new stuff and just me jabbering on and on about this stuff. You know, this crazy hobby that we have called cross stitch. Well, I hope that I have a tutorial coming out for you very soon. I hope that it's not quite this long between floss tubes. I'm trying to get better with that, but you know, life happens and that's just how it goes. But I'm still here and we're hanging in there. And so I hope you enjoyed it. So be creative, be blessed, and I will see you later.